What up? It's K.Honesty, and I'm about to do a review of Tyler Perry's Sistas, Season 8, Episode 18. So, if you haven't seen Episode 18 of Season 8 of Tyler Perry's Sistas, turn this video off, go watch the episode, come back and watch this review. Please like the review and subscribe to my channel. It's a simple, free, easy, anonymous way to support my channel. It's the best way to help support my channel. It takes less than 5 seconds of your time to do. I'm not a public speaker. I will tend to say and so and like 1,000 times. I may stop to regain my thoughts. I may slow my speaking down to regain my thoughts. I may be breathing heavy because I am closely approaching my due date. I'm due in 17 days, so excuse me if my breathing is a little extra. But yeah. And I'm gonna be looking at my notes that I take throughout the show. Anything I say is my opinion. It does not reflect anyone or anything associated with the show. Also comment below what you would grade this week's episode, what you thought of this week's episode, if there's anything that I forget or I'm off on or I'm left out, or you just have an opinion in general. Leave your grades and your comments in the comments. I like to grade the episodes before and after my reviews. I'm going to grade this week's episode. It was stuff going on, but it was like nothing going on at the same damn time. It was like the same damn time nothing was going on and something was happening. It wasn't better than last week's episode. Last week's episode I gave like a B-, B+ because stuff was moving along. But this episode, it was kind of boring. I'm gonna have to give it a C-. It didn't do anything for me. It's like last week the Oval and the Sistas, I felt like they came through, and then this week is just like it was just splat. Or maybe that's some other shows I'm thinking about that I reviewed last week. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But last chance, Tyler Perry's Sistas, Season 8, Episode 18. If you have not seen it, turn this video off so you don't get any spoilers. My hair look a goddamn mess. I had to wash my hair, even though it was still done. Because my mother almost smoked the house, burned the house down, cooking some beans, falling asleep, and I got smoke in my hair. I had to wash my hair. But anyway, I went off track. I just had to explain why my hair is so... My hair ain't never been this woofing. But anyway, I'm definitely about to get some 2 strands before I give birth. That way they could last... 2 strands be lasting me a little long. Anyways. So, the episode begins with Jordan and Andy coming into the Billy Jake's place, seeing Penelope and Robin having lunch. Same place we left off in last week's episode. They go over to Jordan and Penelope. No, they go over to Robin and Penelope. Yeah, Robin and Penelope. Robin tells them to join them. And right after he says, join us, he's like, he's leaving. And then he's like, Penelope, you want me to drop you off? And I'm just like, why'd y'all even ask them to join y'all if y'all was just going to leave? But either way, Jordan leaves, takes Penelope with him. Robin leaves and takes Penelope with him. Jordan brings up Andy's facial expression when she saw Penelope and Robin. He's like, wow, I can't believe your face was so flushed when you saw them together. And then, of course, we left off in last week's episode at the airport. Danny had smacked the co-worker's coffee in his face, and the HR and Tony came up. So now we're seeing the repercussions of that. Tony pulls Danny away while HR talks to the co-worker, Leonard. And Tony tells Danny, you know, HR, they definitely probably going to file a complaint, especially since we already being investigated. Danny tells Tony what Leonard said, and Tony's like, he shouldn't have said that, but at the same time, you should have thought about your actions before reacting to something he said. So he basically is like, not trying to... I mean, he's right, though. Like, you're at a job. If this was real, it wouldn't even went this far. You can't just be doing shit like that just because somebody says something to you. If anything, she should have filed a complaint. Excuse me. She should have filed a complaint against him once he said all the stuff that he said. So, then we get the scenes, the scene where they going over their game plan before confronting Tamira and Hayden. And then where we left off in last week's episode with Karen and Aaron, Aaron asks Karen, "Are you only checking for me now because Zach is building a life with someone else?" So Karen's answer was that that her feelings for him, her feelings for him, Aaron, have nothing to do with Zach, and she says that Zach won't be a problem anymore. She promises that he won't be a problem anymore. So then we get this scene at the bank. Paige comes into Sabrina's office, tells her that she and Maurice will be taking their lunch break together today. And Sabrina's like, "Well, how is that happening?" And Paige tells Sabrina how she defended Maurice against the homophobic customer. And then she apologizes to Sabrina for the things that she said to her before and asks if they can start over. And Sabrina's like, we can start over if you admit that I didn't get my position because of affirmative action. And Paige, she starts going on, I only said those things because I was jealous. And she says that she admires Sabrina and how she bounced back after being accused of being in cahoots to rob the bank or whatnot. So then we get this scene. Fatima's telling Zach how she had to teach Andy how to fight after Andy was slapped by Penelope. Tells him why she was slapped by Penelope. Danny then calls, and Fatima puts it on speaker. So Danny's explaining what happened at work and how Tony's handling it. And Fatima's like telling Danny, just take it easy until I have the time to come check on you later. So they end the call, and Fatima's like, "Well, Zach, you should go check on Danny while I go confront Hayden and Tamira." And Zach was like, "Why can't we just go confront them and then go check on Danny?" And I was like, why not? Fatima was talking something because we don't know what Danny's going to do. Like, she's still at work. Why would she do anything before finding out what they going to do to her for what she did? I thought that was so, weird. Like, why one got to go check on Danny and one got to go confront Tamira and Hayden? But either way, Zach says he'll go check on Danny while Fatima goes to confront Hayden and Tamira. So back at the restaurant, Andy, of course, Jordan said, your face was flushed when you saw Penelope and Jordan together. Penelope and Robin together. And Andy tells Jordan, seeing Penelope and Robin had no effect on me. Jordan, of course, doesn't buy it. I feel like it's something on my nose. Is it something on my nose? I don't know. So, Andy then asks Jordan what he wants to talk about. Like, why'd you bring me here? What do you want to talk about? Jordan says, I want to talk about the status of our relationship. And I was just like, wow, like you cut her off after the whole Mary and Gary stuff. I mean, yeah, you were still checking for her, but even after she told you what happened, you still sided with your sister. So it's like, what do you mean where y'all relationship stands? Y'all done. But either way, so he's like, I want to know about the status of our relationship. He's like, but now I know where we stand after seeing your reactions to Robin and Penelope. So then he tells Andy she's addicted to male attention just as much as Danny is addicted to vaping. I'm just like, why Danny had to catch a stray? But either way, so then Andy they have a little back and forth. I don't remember everything that was said, but Andy then tells Jordan, you just as delusional as your sister. She gets up and starts to leave, and Jordan yells, you still in love with Robin? And Andy says, yes. And I'm like, so you in love with Jordan and Robin? But we're going to get to that, because I was like, hold up. So we go to Hayden's place, and Tamira tells Hayden that she saw him outside the banquet hall the night that Gary was stabbed. Hayden asks, well, what were you doing there? And Tamira says that she was about to blow up the spot, tell Andy about her and Gary. Andy wouldn't have gave a fuck because Andy was only marrying Gary. because he was trying to blackmail Jordan. But either way, she tells Hayden that. Hayden checks his phone to see that he plays a voicemail that he got from Gary, asking Hayden for help and to come to the hospital to see him. So Tamara's like, you really about to go to the hospital? Like, you hate him? And Hayden's like, I do, but until I remember what he knows, until I know what Gary remembers from the night he was stabbed, I can't afford to be on his bad side. So it's like, okay, everything's pointing to Hayden, I guess. Because why would you even say something like that? So back at the airport, after talking to HR, Tony comes to Danny, tells her she's been cut from the leadership program. And Danny's like, oh, okay, great. I didn't want that shit anyway. But then he tells her, but it might be more repercussions later. We have to wait till the end of the day to find out. So Danny's like, okay, keep me posted. Tony walks away. Zach comes over. Danny basically fills Zach in on what Tony just told her. And, Zach just tells her, you one of my best friends. I'm here for you. They have that embrace in that moment. Whatever. And then we get this cringy ass scene with Karen and Aaron having the sex. And I'm just like, okay, we get it. Like, I guess y'all got to show us that Karen and Aaron about to be back. About time. I'm glad Karen is finally moving on from Zach and letting him be happy. Because it was so cringy to watch her always trying to get at Zach, and it was to no avail. He was already with Fatima. It was just like, girl, give it up. So I was glad to see Karen has finally moved on, but it was just so cringy to watch her licking her lips and rubbing his body. It was just so corny. Either way, then we get this pointless ass scene. I guess they think it's comedic relief when they do Maurice and Pam. Sometimes it be funny, sometimes it don't. It's like hit or miss. This was a miss. They on the phone. And Maurice is telling Pam about the homophobic customer, how Paige came to his rescue, and then he starts telling her how he and Grayson are still using the Roots to Riches product as a lubricant. And I'm like, is that even safe to use some type of... Because it's a edge control. Like, using edge control as lubricant, I'm just like, is that even safe? Like, Pam should be looking into that. Because, if it is safe, then you can be using it for two types of... You could be selling it to two types of people. People that buy lubricant, people that buy edge control. But if it's not safe, you need to be looking into that to make sure that nothing happens to Maurice and Grayson. But that's on them. Like, they using this shit and they know it's not lubricant. So, that would be on them if something happened. So, we go back to the restaurant. And now Jordan and Andy are sitting back down. Andy tries to apologize for yelling that she's still in love with Robin. Jordan tells her she doesn't have to apologize because they're not together anymore. And Andy's like, well, we would have been if it had not been for Gary. And then this nigga Jordan says, well, Gary helped me dodge a bullet. And I was like, damn. He just straight said that shit. So then Jordan asks Andy if she ever loved him. And this is where it gets confusing for me. So she says, I cared for you. I wanted to love you the way that you wanted me to, or some shit she says. And I'm just like, I could have swore, and I could put money on it that she done said in a previous episode before that she loved Gary. That she loved Jordan. She was in love with Jordan. I could have swore she done said that before. Now, if she was lying to herself or lying to the person that she said it to, then that's another story. But I could have swore she said that shit before. So now we're just going to pretend like she never said she loved Jordan or was in love with Jordan. So that takes me back to when she said she was in love with Robin. I said, oh, so you're in love with Jordan and Robin. But this now to come to find out you never loved Jordan. It's just like, come on with they think we stupid and we don't remember stuff. I remember her saying that. Either way, so Andy tells Jordan, I'm the problem. I keep attracting men that want to control me. And she tells Jordan she never meant to hurt him. This is like basically them getting closure. They say goodbye to each other, kiss each other's fingers or whatever the hell case they did. And Jordan's like, bye, I'll never forget you, Andrea Barnes. And that little moment happens. Jordan leaves. Tamara urges Hayden not to go to the hospital, asks him why he needs to stay on Gary's good side, then assumes that it's because Hayden is the one that stabbed Gary, and he's worried that Gary is going to get his memory back and snitch on Hayden. So Hayden doesn't even answer. He doesn't even respond to that, basically. And he leaves. As soon as he leaves, Fatima shows up. And I'm just like, not even a second after Hayden leaves, Fatima shows up. So he didn't run into her at the door, the driveway. It was just like, I'm not buying it. I don't get it. How come you didn't see Fatima on your way out, Hayden? It was weird. But Fatima shows up. She tells Tamira that she has proof that Hayden tried to kill Gary. Then we get this wild ass scene at the hospital. Gary, the nurse Erica, she comes in and check on Gary. Gary assures her again that he'll pay off her student loans and propositions her for a blowjob, and she gets down on her knees and complies without even hesitation. I thought she was going to be like, oh my God, why would I? No. But she did that shit with no hesitation. He didn't even pay off his student loans yet. And then he said he got to get out of the hospital and regain control of his assets, his funds, before he can even pay off your student loans. You gonna believe some shit like that. But either way, at the bank, after some hesitation, Sabrina finally tells Paige a little bit about what's going on with her infertility or whatever, her about Rich's invaluable sperm or whatever. And then she starts talking about a family member that is the same age as her who had to have a hysterectomy because of fibroids, and how it scares her and how she knows she wants to be a mom, blase, blase. Then Rich pops up. Paige leaves out. Rich asks, can they talk? And Sabrina's like, no, not. I mean, we can talk, but not here. So they agree to have dinner later. Hayden comes to the hospital. He's asking Gary, why you call me here? Gary's like, well, I need your help getting Hayden from being my power of attorney. Hayden's like, why would I do that? And Gary's like, what do you mean? You're my guy. So obviously Gary still doesn't remember. Hayden has a flashback to when he found out about Tamira and Gary smashing, gets angry, but he tells Gary, you're my brother, so I got you. And Gary's like, I knew I could always depend on you. It's just like, we're not really finding anything out. Like, but then we get this last scene. I'm assuming it's end of day at the airport. Tony comes back to Danny, tells her she's been suspended without pay. It's like, what did you expect was going to happen? That's how the episode ends. Like I said, I would still give this episode a C-. There was a lot of bullshit, dumb shit going on. Like the whole Andy thing. I know for sure she said she loved Jordan before, and or said she was in love with him. And then we find out in the next episode, Fatima doesn't have no proof that Hayden stabbed Gary. She just has a motive, which is the video. So it's just like, okay, you lied about that. What else? It was just a whole bunch of dumb shit. Hayden, if you didn't stab Gary, why are you going through all these lengths to make sure that so you could be around, to find out what he remembers? It's just like, really? And it's like, Danny, what did you expect? You should have known you was going to get suspended for doing what you did. You should have thought about it before you did it. Just like Tony told you. And if you blame it on Tony, then you not listening to your therapist at all, because that's something that you did on your own. Jordan and Andy, good riddance. I mean, but at the same time, Andy, you can't trust Robin neither. But yeah, Karen and Aaron, I'm happy. I hope it stays that way. I hope Aaron don't bring no other wild-ass drama out of nowhere. Hopefully they good. Then we see her mother busting in. So I told you, her mother's kind of becoming overbearing for me. I used to like her mother, but now she's treating Karen like Karen's 5 years old. I get it. She's pregnant. It's high risk. Blase, blase. But it's like, let the girl be. But either way, those are my thoughts or whatever's for this week's episode, episodes to come. And my grade was a C-, like I said. Comment below what you would grade this week's episode, what you thought about it. If there's anything that I forgot or I was off on or that I left out, or you just have an opinion in general, leave it in the comments. Like and subscribe to my channel. It's free. It's anonymous. If you sat here for 20 minutes and watched this review, you could take 5 seconds to like and subscribe. It takes less than 5 seconds out of your time to like and subscribe to the video. If you like things Tyler Perry, liking and subscribing will help your algorithm bring up more Tyler Perry related stuff. And yes, it's the best way to support up and coming Black content creation. So just like and subscribe, comment below. Thanks for watching this review, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.